Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. A very exciting one because Zach is turning 10 tomorrow. I am gonna have a 10-year-old from tomorrow. I cannot quite believe it. It literally feels like it was just a year or so ago that he was just a tiny little baby. And he's gonna be 10. Oh my goodness. So I need to wrap his presents and get all of his little bits ready for tomorrow. I also need to put a few little decorations up. I need to get those out and then I'll probably put them up tonight after he's gone to bed. The rest of the plan for today, I need to pop into town because Father's Day is coming up and I just want to make sure I'm prepped on that front with cards and whatnot. And it is also my best friend's 30th birthday next week. I have two very close friends from secondary school and we are all turning 30 this year, and all within the space of like 3 months of each other as well. So I do also have a present to wrap for my friend as well. Zach is having a little bit of a party this weekend, not much, just a few kind of friends and family coming over, and we're gonna have a cake, and my mum has actually ordered a bouncy castle for him, which he's gonna love. So if my friend does manage to make it, I'm not sure if she can yet, I can give her a gift then. If not, then Smurf, we need to meet up because I have a present to give you for your birthday. Anyway, so what I've got Zach for his birthday this year. Also, by the way guys, I'm not sure if you've noticed the different angle going on here. I've actually bought a bigger tripod. So normally I'll just use my little handheld tripod and it literally raises the camera by about this much. I've ordered a bigger one which can now go up to kind of like my height level, maybe even above. I've not tested it out yet, but I'm loving having a different angle to play with. Anyway, Zach's presents. So the first one, very lucky boy. This is not from me, this is a gift from Zach's dad and Zach's dad's family. I think it's kind of like a collaborative gift, kind of what we did for Eli last year with his Switch. Zach's been asking for a new iPad for ages. He does have one, but it's very old and it doesn't really work anymore. I don't think it even charges anymore, so he's not been able to use it for a while, and even when he could, a lot of the games and apps he wanted to download he couldn't because the iPad wasn't updating anymore. So he begged and begged for a new iPad, and me and his dad had a chat and he decided to buy the iPad. So he sent me the money over and then I ordered it just because it was easier that way. So this iPad is actually the same one I have, except when I bought mine there was a really good sale on Very, and that is how I bought mine. I think the sales kind of come and go, and it just so happened at this time the sale wasn't on. So this is the iPad 9th generation and it is second-hand refurbished. I know it's a pretty new model, so it should continue to update for quite a while. So I know he's going to be so chuffed with that. And then I was unsure on what to get him for his birthday this year because I kept asking him and he didn't really know what he wanted. We were thinking money, that originally was what I was going to give him. I was just going to put some money in his card. But because his dad's got him the iPad, I came up with a few different ideas of what I could get him to go along with that. So I have bought him a case for the iPad. I bought this on eBay I think, and it's just kind of like a standard case. I wanted to make it a little bit more grown up for him. He can have his iPad upright then when he's watching things, and I also wanted to make sure I got one that had the pen holder, the Apple Pencil holder, because as you guys know I've been using my stylus on my iPad. I can write things in my iPad, I can do things in my kind of Good Notes app, and I found it really useful. So since I know that Zach's iPad will be compatible, I decided to buy him one as well. So this is from Amazon. I love mine from Amazon. I think it works really well, and it's just so much cheaper than an Apple Pencil. So I thought this would be really good for him because A, he can draw on his iPad. I can find some apps that are compatible with the pencil, and then he can do some drawing on his iPad. Also, I thought it would come in really handy for homework, especially as Zach gets older. He's only got 1 year left after this term, or after this half term should I say, because they just went back to school today. after this half term he has 1 year left of primary school, and then he moves on to secondary. And I know that homework a lot of the time is sent to them online. It's usually digital a lot of the time. We don't have a printer, but because I have my GoodNotes app, I can actually import a lot of his homework into that, and then he usually writes on that to do his homework, and then I can send it back to the teacher for him. So he can do that himself now. He can do his homework on his iPad. I thought it would come in really handy for secondary school as well. And then I also bought him a screen protector. So this one is similar to mine. It's kind of like a paper type feel. And I found that really useful on mine, because when I'm using my pen to write, it just feels a little bit more like I'm writing on paper and less like I'm writing on a glass screen. It just makes it easier, makes the pen flow smoother. So I'm probably going to pop this on the iPad now, just so that I haven't got to faff around with that, because it does take me a bit of time to get these screen protectors on. So I don't have to faff about with that tomorrow, because I imagine once he's got that iPad, he's just going to want to go on it straight away. And then this next gift, which I'm actually really excited about. So I bought him a wallet. He's got £5 to go in it. And the reason I actually decided to buy him a wallet is because I have got him a Go Henry card. So if you've not heard of Go Henry, it is like a children's debit card service. So essentially I've signed up for an account, and then I have made Zach an account, and I've ordered him a debit card, and he can use that debit card in exactly the same way anyone else can. He can make purchases out and about, he can buy things online, he's got his own little app, so he can choose to put money into savings. And then our apps are kind of connected, so I can set him chores and then set certain amounts that he can earn for those chores. And then once he has ticked that he's done a chore, as long as I have money in my Go Henry account, it will automatically get transferred into his account as he does chores. So we don't actually do pocket money for the boys at the moment. I guess we're kind of just waiting for the right time to feel as though they're old enough to kind of earn money for chores. A lot of the time when they need something or they ask for something, it's a birthday present, or you know what they need, we get them. But I just thought this is a really good way to grow his independence and for him to become more responsible financially, because he is getting older now. Zach actually has the Spider-Man card. There's lots of different designs to choose from. This one was actually free because it's a promotion they've got going on now. And then you can change the name at the top of the card. Instead of it saying Go Henry, this one says Go Zach, which I think is really sweet. So he has £5 loaded onto there already. And the great thing as well, which I didn't know until after I'd already ordered this, is I can actually use links from his app. So I can copy a link, and anyone that wants to send Zach money for his birthday or gift him money for his birthday, they can actually just send it directly to his card through this link, which I think is really good. There is a fee to pay on the account. I think it's £2.99 a month, so it's really not much, especially if I know that Zach is really going to benefit from it. I did get a pretty good deal where I got a 3-month free trial, so I'm just really looking forward to seeing how he makes use of this. Any money he gets for his birthday, then I'll make sure it gets transferred onto this card, and he can use his debit card, and that way when he sees something online that he really likes, if he's got the money, he can buy it himself. He doesn't need to ask me. I can set spending limits on this, and there's no way that he is going to go into an overdraft because it is a prepaid debit card. So I am really excited about this. I think maybe when Eli gets older I might do the same for him as well, because I only need one parent account. I can have multiple children's accounts connected to my account, which is really good. So I will leave a link to Go Henry below if you wanted to check it out. I just thought it was a really good idea. I'm not affiliated in any way. I haven't been sponsored to say any of this. I've been seeing Go Henry on TV adverts for a really long time, and I'm just really excited to try it out now with Zach and just see what he makes of it and grow his independence a little bit. I feel like 10 is the age where he's not quite old enough for certain things, like a phone for example. We've always said to the boys 11 is the age for a phone, because that is when you're going into secondary school. They're more likely to need a phone and make phone calls. They're not always going to be with me. Zach doesn't need a phone right now, but I just thought a debit card is a nice way for him to grow his independence, and it's a good little gift for a 10-year-old. So really excited about that. He's also got a couple of gifts here. These are from my mother and father-in-law. My mum will be bringing his gifts over probably on Saturday when he has his party. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, he is one very lucky boy. So I think I am just going to get the screen protector on this first, and then I will wrap everything up. So Avery's doing okay. She's still got this awful cough, and it did make her throw up quite a bit this morning, but you're alright, aren't you, Pudding? Hey? She has, and I think I've mentioned this in a vlog before, she's recently started to get tired much earlier in the day. I'm not sure if the coughing is tiring her out, but she's actually been going down for naps before her second feed, which she never used to do. So I am just going to see if she wants to have a little snooze, because she did seem quite tired this morning, didn't you, Pudding? So something I wanted to talk about, because I know that I get a lot of questions, is how Zach's autism is affecting him now. So if you are new to my channel, then Zachary, my son, who is turning 10, he is autistic. Now, I would definitely say he's far on one end of the spectrum. I noticed a lot of his autistic traits when he was really young, and this was when he was pre-verbal and before we really knew that he was autistic. A lot of the signs we got were to do with A, his speech, and then B, a lot of his hand movements. So Zach would flap a lot, and I've seen it in quite a few children that have autism, and he would always do this, and to this day he still does it now. He still flaps a lot when he's overly emotional or he's excited, and he used to do that a lot, and he'd be sat in his high chair and he'd be doing it with his hands and his feet all the time, and this was before we knew he was autistic, but I think that was the first sign we got. Other than that, as a baby, he was a terrific baby. He was so chill, he was really happy. It wasn't until he went to preschool until we actually really started to notice that he was delayed, because I was a first-time mum. When he was born I was 19, so I was only 20 when he was going into preschool. I didn't have any experience really in other children. I wasn't experienced in child development, and to me, I didn't know that his speech was delayed. Not delayed to the point where I thought I should worry about it. So it was actually the preschool that kick-started a lot of his early intervention, and a couple of years later he was diagnosed with autism. I feel like once he turned around 6, I felt like either I had just really gotten used to Zach as who he is, or I just didn't notice a lot of his autistic traits. I mean, I noticed some of them. His speech in particular, even now, his speech isn't quite at the level of other children his age. I wasn't completely comfortable with the fact that other people would understand him until he was about 6. When he went into primary school, I know someone has asked me about his speech before. When he went into primary school, and he would have been, I think, 4 or 5 at this point, I was really concerned that the teachers wouldn't understand him, because the only people really that were around Zach was myself, other people that knew him, or his nursery staff, and the nursery staff had gotten to know him, and when he went there he was only 2 and he wasn't really talking at all, and as he started to talk they kind of learned to understand him because they were with him a lot. So I was really concerned that the school wouldn't understand him, that the teachers wouldn't understand him. I didn't need to feel worried. They understood him fine, they were able to communicate with him fine, and he really flourished when he went to school because he did have a speech and language therapist, and they kind of followed him through school. They only actually discharged him about 2 years ago, and they didn't discharge him because his speech was at a level of other children his age. They discharged him because they felt that he could communicate adequately in the world around him, basically. Now and again, he still gets he and she mixed up. He used to do that a lot, so he has gotten a lot better. And he does just mix up words in sentences. Now, it's never to a point where we can't understand him. We always understand what he's saying, but sometimes he can just get his sentences a little bit jumbled, and it's clear that what he said isn't actually what he means. I feel like at this age now, I am starting to notice more of his autistic traits. One of them being control. Zach has always had a bit of a control issue where he needs to have control over a situation, in particular when it comes to Eli, his brother. But now I'm finding more so that if he doesn't have control, and if something isn't going the way he thinks it should go in his head, he can get very, very frustrated very, very quickly. So say, for example, he is playing on a game, and for some reason that game isn't working the way he thinks it should. So it's either glitching, or maybe it's done something different to what it did before. He will get really frustrated, and it's almost like logic just goes out of his mind. He won't stop and think about how he can fix it. It's just the world is over, it can't be fixed. He's really upset. Normally it's a really simple fix, and it is something that normally a child of 10 would be able to do easily themselves, but Zach just gets himself into this mindset that it's broken, it's not working for him, it's not fair. So I have noticed that a lot more. Schoolwork, he can get like that a lot too. So if he feels like he can't do a question, even though I know he can because he's done it before, if his mind tells him that that question is too hard and he can't do it, it is really difficult to get him to try. He just can't do it in his head. He can't do it, he'll never be able to do it, so stop pushing me to do it. So homework is definitely a little bit of a challenge. Another thing that I have noticed now that he is getting older, and again this is kind of to do with kind of his communication and his language, is he can come off very rude sometimes. So the things he says can sometimes come out very cheeky, borderline rude, and a little bit disrespectful, and that's a tricky one because I know he doesn't mean it in that way, but in the same sense I need to correct him. I need to explain to him what he said was rude, and a lot of the time a look is enough. Like, he'll say something that's really cheeky and he'll find it hilarious, but it maybe has pushed the line a little bit too far. All I've got to do is give him a look and he immediately knows that he has done something wrong. For example, the other weekend, Josh had said to someone we were with, who by the way was much, much older than Zach, to get him something, and he said to him, "I'm not your bitch." Now, Zach and Eli, they both are fully aware of what swear words are, but they also know that they're not allowed to say them, and they don't. We can't filter swear words from their life. We can't filter swear words from other people's language. I try my best not to swear around the kids, but they slip out now and again. I'm only human, and Josh probably I'd say is even worse than I am, but the boys are very good. I feel like we have taught them well in that they're children and they shouldn't swear. And they don't swear, not that I'm aware of anyway. But back to the story, Josh then turned to Zach to ask him for the thing that he wanted, and Zachary just out of nowhere said, "Okay, I'll be your bitch." And I mean, the room went quiet. Naturally, every single adult in that room was trying their hardest not to laugh, but I didn't punish Zachary for it. I didn't tell him off, because the second he said it, he just went, "I said a swear word." He knew he'd done it. He knew he'd done wrong, but it just came out. Like, sometimes his filter doesn't work quite right. Sometimes he just forgets what he knows. and it just comes out. So sometimes he can just come across a little bit rude. I will say that he doesn't swear like that. That was the first time I have ever heard him just come out with a swear word by accident, and it was totally by accident, and he 100% knew what he had done, and he was so apologetic, but it was so funny. But sometimes it's not funny. Sometimes he can say things to me that just sound downright disrespectful, and I really do need to explain to him that he needs to think about what he is going to say before he says it, because it is rude, and people aren't going to want to be friends with him if he speaks to them rudely. But in a way, it really isn't his fault. But on the other hand, we also have the fact that we have other children. We can't just let things slide with Zach, because then it's going to give the other kids the impression that that is okay, or, you know, that we punish them for things that we don't punish Zach for. We really don't. If Zach does something wrong, he will get the same punishment as the other boys. The only difference is we will actually really try and take the time to explain to Zach that why what he did was wrong, because sometimes he really doesn't understand it. Those, I'd say, are the main things that I noticed with Zach. So I would definitely say his area of difficulty is his communication and just the way he comes across to other people. He still flaps quite a lot, and sometimes when he gets excited, he can get quite overwhelming and in your face, and particularly around younger children, I feel like they find him very, very overwhelming, bless him. But honestly, he is the most lovely boy. He will help out in any way that he can. He is so good with Avery. I mean, you guys have seen it. He has the most incredible bond with Avery, probably the best bond of any of the siblings. However, he fights like cat and dog with Eli, but I have heard that it's normal for brothers of that age to fight the way they do. The only difference is Zach gets very, very, very wound up very, very quickly. The challenges I feel like we're facing, particularly as Zach is going to go into secondary school, like I said, in just over a year's time, which is such a daunting thought. That is the time when a lot of children get an awful lot of independence. You know, they're able to walk to school on their own or catch the bus to school on their own. They're able to go out and play with friends. I'm very nervous about kind of giving Zach the responsibility to do those things. So where we live, the system on how they would get to secondary school is they would get a bus pass and they would use the regular public transport. Now, to catch the bus, for us, it's about a 10-minute walk into town, and I will 100% not feel comfortable letting Zach do that on his own. However, when that time comes, I will have two children in two different schools. So I'll have Eli in primary, where I need to drop him off at a certain time, and then I'll have Zach in secondary. And I don't know if it's humanly possible to be able to get Zach to school and Eli to school at the same time. It's not. But even if, you know, I felt comfortable letting Zach walk to the bus stop, I don't feel comfortable letting him get on the bus on his own, knowing that he'll know where to come off. He definitely needs to do a route a few times before it sticks in his head. I mean, once it's stuck in his head, it's stuck and he'll remember it forever. But I certainly am not going to feel comfortable letting Zach go and get public transport on his own and then being able to get off where the school stop is and then go into school on his own. I'm 100% not going to feel comfortable with that, and that is something that I will need to address a little bit further down the line. I'm going to have to see what resources are available so that I can make sure Zach gets to school safely. Him going to secondary school, I'm just terrified of a few things. One being, you know, him getting there. Another being the independence that I'm going to have to give him, just so that he can fit in more than anything. And then also making friends. Kids can be cruel, especially as they get older. I feel like there's a beautiful innocence with primary school, especially in those younger years, where children are just oblivious to anything that's different and they just embrace it, and it's beautiful. But sadly, the older children get, that is less and less the case. I really hope and pray that Zach will be 100% accepted. I mean, I can only wait and see, but Zach is a wonderful child, and I know he has no problem making friends because he is a lovable kid. He really is. And even when he moved schools earlier this year, he had no problem making friends, and I really hope that's going to be the case in secondary as well. So yeah, that is just my little kind of update on where Zachary is at now. I think it was about a year ago that I did a video talking about Zach's autism, and that one kind of goes more into depth about sort of the timeline and the early intervention, what therapies and support he received. And he did have some pretty good support. As a matter of fact, I was much happier with the support and kind of the timeline of everything when I was going through early intervention with Zach than I am with Avery's kind of intervention and support. And I think these days a lot of the time that is blamed on COVID and kind of the aftermath of the pandemic. I wonder at what point that can no longer be an excuse, because it is quite frustrating. I do wish that things worked the way they did when Zach was young for Avery, but we can only do the best with what we have. But anyway, I'm gonna try and get her down for a sleep. Her eyes are lolling, so I think she will go. And then I'm gonna crack on and get the rest of the bits together for Zach's birthday tomorrow. She's not going to sleep, so I think I might head into town now. It's about 10:30, so it gives us an hour before I need to be back for Avery's feed. So I've just got like her meds ready and everything, just so that it's easy to just get everything sorted for her feed when we get back and feed her straight away. Shouldn't take me more than an hour to get to town, do what I need to do and get back, and then I'm hoping that she'll probably fall to sleep either during or after her feed. That should give me some time to get some bits done around the house, like just clean up and whatnot. The house needs a bit of a clean. It's a little bit of a mess at the moment, as you can see in the background, that I always try to hide. So I need to clean up a bit, prep dinner, and then when Avery wakes up, do a bit of tummy time maybe. Definitely need to get her in her stander today. I might let her kind of watch me bring in the washing when it's dry, because she does seem to tolerate her stander much longer if she's watching me do something. But she's had 3 days off from her stander just because we've been doing other things out of the house and stuff. And I don't want, you know, therapies to take away experiences, so do need to make a conscious effort to actually get her in a stander pretty much every day this week to make up for that, because she's doing really well and I don't want to kind of spoil the momentum. She's been managing like 30 to 40 minutes, which is amazing. So I'm gonna, yeah, get Avery in a pushchair and we're gonna head into town now. Avery has just gone off to sleep. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. Went into town, ended up doing a little bit more than I intended to, so we were a bit late back for Avery's feed, but not too late. She dropped off while I was giving her her feed, which works out nice. I'm just trying to get a knot out of my hair, it's driving me insane. Worked out really nicely. I picked up all of the cards that I needed, and then some actually, so I've got all cards I need for a good few months now, which is really good, not just birthdays but other occasions as well. I picked up some 10th birthday banners for Zach I picked up a birthday boy badge. I thought it'd be nice for him to wear this to school tomorrow. I picked up some 10 birthday balloons. Then I decided to pop into Primark. I was looking for some neutral coloured leggings that weren't black. I didn't actually find any, but I did find a couple of bits. So as you guys know by now, I am trying to add much more beige and neutral colours into my wardrobe, because those are the colours that I feel go with everything else and just look nice on. I just feel like they look a little bit more expensive when you're wearing beige clothes. I don't know what it is about beige and like nude coloured clothes, but they just look more expensive even though they're not. I just picked up a basic boxy oversized style t-shirt. It was £7. I really liked the colour, and I've actually gotten rid of almost all of my t-shirts. I think I've got like 2 white ones left and maybe, no sorry, I think I've got 3 white ones left and 1 black one left. So I needed another t-shirt. And then I just picked up a beige coloured vest top, because the only colour I don't have in a vest top is beige. So grabbed them. And then I popped into Poundland because there was a few bits that were out of stock when we did our weekly food shop this week. Picked up some coffee and some toilet paper, and then I just picked up some paper plates for Saturday and some napkins. So yeah, I forgot to get white chocolate for Zach's cake, which is a little bit annoying, but Josh is going to pick that up for me this evening. So now Avery is sleeping, I think I'm just going to crack on and try and get some housework done, try and get a little bit of cleaning done before she wakes up. And then when she does wake up, I'll probably whiz the Hoover around so I don't wake her up. And yeah, then it'll be time to get her in her stander for a bit. So I'm gonna crack on and get my jobs done. I've worked up a bit of a sweat cleaning the house. I'm gonna get Madam into her stander now. And one of my lovely subscribers, one of you guys, has sent Avery some new shoes, some proper adaptive shoes. I think she said her little girl was no longer in need of them. These are the Billy boots, and I have seen these online. It's okay, baby girl. She's a little bit grumpy. I'm not sure how long we're going to get in the stander today. I have seen Billy boots online. I never bought them just because I always thought I would wait until Avery is walking or standing to invest in something like that, because at the minute she's wearing them in the stander. These are quite a bit bigger than her feet. They're actually quite a bit bigger than her splints too, but that's okay for the stander, I think. I'm going to try them out now, and then what I was thinking is that by the time she's walking, because I do believe that she will walk, hopefully they will fit her then, so it will be perfect, won't it, Pudding? So just getting some sockies on, pop the splints on, and then let's try on these new shoes. Eh? Yes, try on these new shoes. Yeah. Avery's feet have definitely grown since she had these splints fitted. I remember when they first put them on her to... Pudding, you're making this very awkward. When they first put them on her to measure to make sure that they fit okay, I remember there being quite a lot of excess plastic at the toe. And he said it's fine, we're leaving it long because she'll grow into that. Her toes are very nearly at the edge of that plastic now, so I know her feet have grown. Right, Puds, shall we try on these new shoes? So they completely zip open at the top, which makes this so much easier. There we go, they're on, and they actually fit over them splints perfectly, to be fair. So let's get you in the stander then. I'm not gonna lie though, they make her feet look massive. Should we get you in the stander? I hope I've put them on the right feet. I think I have. She's in, and the shoes work brilliantly. So thank you so much to the person that sent these to her. This is absolutely perfect. And even when they don't really fit with the splints on as well, I am sure that they will still come in really handy, just because of the type of shoe they are. With them being a high top, they do naturally give the ankle some support anyway. But for now, with the splints, it's really good, isn't it, Buds? Isn't it really good? Are you going to lift your head back up? Can you lift your head back up? Come on. He's a good girl. Well done. So I'm going to crack on and get some bits done and let Avery watch me. We're going to aim for 30 minutes, aren't we? So what is the time now? The time now is 2:30. So we're going to aim for 30 minutes and see how well we do. She was a little bit moody beforehand, so I'm not sure, but we're going to try, aren't we, Peds? Yeah? Are we going to try? 30 minutes? You guys, she has been in the stander for 45 minutes and she is not even moaning yet. She did start to get a bit tired, her head started to flop, so I did kind of recline her slightly, but she will still be bearing weight onto her legs. 45 minutes is definitely a new record and I wouldn't get her out, except I'm running late for the school run, so we've got to get you out, Pudding. But I'm so proud of you. You've done so good. Aren't you clever? Yeah, you are. I have finished decorating, all ready for Zach in the morning. I didn't end up putting up all of the banners. I thought that I would save some for Saturday in case I want to put any in the back garden. At the moment it's saying 30% chance of rain. It's not gonna rain, it's not gonna rain. My mum's ordered a bouncy castle, so I really hope it doesn't rain. Anyway, it's all ready for him in the morning. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hello guys, I'm going to be opening my presents because it's my 10th birthday. I'm starting with this silver card. I'm a monkey. You better subscribe because I'm trying to be funny for you.
Zach.
To Zach, happy 10th birthday.
Oh dear.
One can't believe you.
I can't not.
I can't believe you're already 10. 10 has the time gone. We love you so much. To Zachary, happy birthday from us all on the Sibs team at Little Harbour.
Aww, that's nice.
Nice, you got a card from Little Harbour.
That's nice of the Sibs team.
Yeah. They must like you.
I'm a right
I bet they like me too.
I think you got a card from the Sibs team as well on your birthday. Come on, you got 2 more cards left.
Then I get to open my most fab presents.
Oh.
Ooh, what did you give me?
A wallet.
Ooh, wallet.
I wasn't expecting
Yeah, but look
that.
inside the wallet.
I got one of the Spider-Man.
So you've got your very own card now. So when someone sends you money,
Like this money.
yeah, when someone sends you money, you can ask them to send it to your card. You can ask them to send it to your card and you can pay for things with this card.
When was
And Mummy could send you pocket money if you earn it on this card, and you can spend it in the card either in the shops or on the internet.
when did we go to Go Henry?
We didn't go to Go Henry. Mummy
That's from Go
ordered it.
Henry.
Yes, Mummy ordered it. And there's £5 on there already.
Ah,
Yeah.
welcome, Zach.
Thank you very much. I always
Okay.
wish for credit cards.
So you're growing up now, you've got your own credit card.
Can it actually be?
Careful, careful, careful.
You got
Careful,
yourself-
stop. Careful.
You got yourself a pair. A very long
Zach.
pair.
You don't know if it's actually a laptop or not. Wait, what's this?
It's an iPad.
Yay!
What's
My
in here?
dad!
So yeah,
What is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Volcano!
What was that?
wow, build your own volcano.
Ooh, I could say that for next
You
month.
need cola. You need
That's
cola.
cool, isn't it?
Wait, what is
This pen.
Whoa! Can I actually use this on my brand new tablet?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
you ripped it. Now get into it.
Don't tell me. It's a tablet case.
Yeah, to protect your tablet, and it has a special pen holder for your pen. Yeah.
Where is it?
On the inside.
I think it's
Careful, don't break it.
Get inside it a bit. It could be.
Oh, there is a bit longer.
Are you happy with all your presents?
Yeah.
Yeah? Give me a hug then. My 10-year-old. My 10-year-old. Oh, Zach, you make Mummy feel old.
Huh?
Mummy was only 19 when you were born. So, I have a 10-year-old. Oh my goodness, I'm really not sure how I feel about it. It literally feels like it was only yesterday that he was like 5 years old. This time 10 years ago he would have been born. He was born I think just after 5:30 in the morning, so he would have been here. They grow so fast and in a blink of an eye they're just all grown up and don't want to be cuddled anymore. Plans for today, it's going to be a pretty chill one. Avery and I don't have any plans. I'm making pizza for the boys tonight because pizza's Zach's favourite, and I've also got them some garlic bread as well just to amp it up a little bit. But today is generally going to be quite chill. His party's on Saturday, so that's when we're going to celebrate. So that'll be really nice. But I think I am going to close this vlog off here. In the next vlog I think I'm going to be making Zach's cake. I'm going to try and film that. He wants a Dragon Ball Z cake, so I've got an idea in my head and I've drawn a picture of it, so let's just hope it comes out the way I imagine it. But hit subscribe if you don't want to miss that, and if you would like to follow us along on our journey, and I'll see you guys in a few days with another video. Bye guys.